Good afternoon. Please rise for the Rotary motto, serve above self. Now please turn to the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now please join in prayer or meditation as I say, bless this food to our use and us to thy service. Amen. And now a song. Chip, can you pick one out?
Yes, it's a wonderful season of celebrating 250 years. We did this at the Sail Fest with our little short stickers, but I thought we'd do it again today, Battling the Republic on page 6. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trembling down the vintage where the crimson rather sword. He has loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
All right. Thank you all for a wonderful performance by the Grand Funk Rotary Choir. Do we have any guests today? We have Elaine Neal, speaker, who will be taking the floor shortly. She's the executive director of the Regional Planning Commission. And we have a special guest today. Yes, Ralph Dodd is here with us. Glad you could make it.
Looking for membership.
Yeah. All right. Could we have the heavy on? I'm sorry. Oh yeah.
Just a reminder again, Friday, freshman, you're making up. Ralph, are you bringing your blocks to raise the tables?
If everyone stopped making fun
You were critical to that whole station. So, please. I have the list of the final sales, so if you were uncertain, if you know how many trays you have or what John probably did, check with me before you leave today, as well as the list of those who are bringing people. If you're not certain if you told them or got on the list, again, check with me. You're planning for pizzas. We've had a great offer from our fellow Rotarian Graham, who's coordinated our luncheon through Dead Rise. They're giving us a fantastic discount for pizzas. Robbie's closed, as you all know, which is where we used to get our pizza fixed from. So for the regular setup crew, I need you there between 8 and 15 to start setting up the tables. 8 to set up the table. Stanley, that includes you. You need to come early because you got stuff.
Come at 12.
And we're making, I forget how many are on the list. Paul, I've already forgotten. We're making 2,060 or so, roughly. I can't read the number, it's so small on the little print. Sorry, so we're making a bunch of crab cakes, about 342 trays, and without fail. We would fail on this fundraiser if Bill Payne was not a member of this club, because you have outdone yourself once again, sir. You are the lead. Not Bill, nobody else can guess. Who can guess how many trays Bill sold?
A third of the total. I'd say he sold about 3.
Brandon closest to Karen, he's at 100. 116 trays.
Wow. Quality product. All right. I don't have that many friends.
These are business deals.
So again, if you have any questions about it, but we need everybody there on Friday. It's gonna be, again, a productive day. We should hopefully do it in about 3.5 hours, so we need everybody to show up. Thank you.
You need us there at 8:30, right?
Anybody to help with setting up, which is basically moving the tables, chairs out of the way, getting the room set up the way we need it to. Yes. Okay?
Are you?
8 o'clock for setup.
Not for
9
seven.
o'clock
You're not
for-
there for them to set up. But 9 o'clock for everybody else for one of the worker bees at one of the workstations. There you go.
Like me.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right. We're starting with announcements. Any other announcements? Oh, we have an important announcement. Oh, and John's next. First, Paul is going to tell us about a dues increase. A very modest one. Don't run through the room yet.
So, Jim told us last week about the fact that we've got a nice surplus in our contribution fund. But that is not the case for our operating funds. We separate our funds into two pieces. One is to take care of the meals and the routine expenses of being a member and all that. And that's covered by your dues. So the contribution fund is the bigger piece, but the operating fund is an important part. And that went to the hole this year. And next year, we've got a dues increase from district and international. And kind of we look at the expenses of, Joan and I went over this year and the predictions next year carefully, met about it, and then presented that to the board. And the board has approved an increase of dues of only $5 a quarter, so it's not a big deal, or $20 a year. We're hoping that will be enough to cover our operating.
That's it, I quit. I can't change it.
After we make the crab cakes though.
Crab cake money goes entirely to the contribution fund. Now, we did decide to put the income from helping the parking for SailFest into our operating fund, and we don't know how much that's going to be yet. Or do you have an idea?
I didn't know that we got a cut.
10%
Parking.
We're supposed to get 10%. You
Oh,
didn't know
no,
that?
really? Oh, okay.
So, anyway, half of that increase of $20 a year goes to district and international, the other half goes to pay our expenses. So, that's
Tell
the
Main
deal.
Street that next year we'll take 50% and we make it run well. All right, Joan, you also had a little word probably about the installation.
I actually have two things. One is the installation dinner. I currently have 38 people with RSVP. I have one person who's going to get back to me later today. I sent out an email with all of the people who RSVP. If your name is not on that list, and it should be, you need to let me know today. We need to get the final count to the tavern, Hotel's Tavern, for the food. And the agenda is being worked on right now. So I'm looking forward to next Tuesday. It will be the 30th, 5 o'clock to 6 is the cocktail hour. So you can come in anytime during that past bar. And then at 6 o'clock, we start with the presentation. And then after that, immediately is the meal. So that anyone have any questions at all about the installation dinner, let me know. Or you can also,
There's no lunch next Tuesday.
no meeting next Tuesday. Our meeting the installation dinner will come as our meeting. Perfect. Okay, the second thing I want to ask you, we have two people who have volunteered to golf carts to be in the 4th of July parade for Cape Charles. And I would like to know if there are any other people who would like to be in the parade representing Rotary. And if you are, let me know. And if you have a golf cart that you would like to be in the Rotary section, let me know that also. Mark Ustry has already registered the Rotary with 2 golf carts for sure to be in the parade. And Paul or Bill, we need the banner so we can put it on one of the golf carts.
Bring it over.
Perfect. Okay. So that's what I have so far. Thank you.
Do we have a show of hands of other people who have golf carts that might be interested in participating? Or, well, the owners would be interested, the golf carts would just come along. But anyone? Anyone?
I think I can do it.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. So add Pete, and add B.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you. Any other announcements? All right, I think it brings us to the dollars. Who's happy today? Phil.
I'm $10 happy because my very good friend, Dr. Paul Strong, finished the bicycle, whatever you call it, race without falling off.
All right. All right.
You don't know that.
Somebody said he had tricycle.
All right, who else is happy today? Stan.
I'm $5 happy because somebody is finally here.
Right, here. Mark.
I am actually $20 happy today. Big money. My wife and I missed the last 3 meetings. We've been in Ireland since the 1st of June. Just got back on Wednesday last week. My first time to go. My wife had done significant amount of genealogical research, found family members like last year, met all these family members, fell in love with them. She brought me back this year to meet them, and I got to tell you, I felt like I was going to meet my girlfriend's parents. Because it was a stressful moment, but the reason I'm actually happy and want to talk about this is that I was visited by the Rotary gods while I was there. One of our stops along the way was Galway City. And my wife and I are walking through Galway City, next to Deer Park. There's a giant stone building here, and I look on the stairs to this stone building, and there's quite a big plaque, set in stone, black with gold lettering that says Rotary of Galway City. And I'm like, wow, this is a coincidence, because I know in the intro material I got from Paul about Rotary, they encouraged you, if you happen to be in the city, try to connect with other chapters and see, which I wasn't going to do. But I saw this and said, you know what? This is an interesting coincidence. So I go in this building to see what's up with this. It turns out to be a hotel. The guy in there tells me at the front desk that this used to actually be the central train station for Galway City. And this is where actually the Rotary chapter used to meet, in the restaurant in the railway station. That has now been, the railway station has been purchased by a hotel, Hardeman Hotels. And the guy at the front desk said the plaque looked so good on the front of the building, we didn't have the heart to take it off. So we left it there, even though Rotary does not meet there anymore. So I do my research. 2 Rotary chapters in Galway. One meets every Monday and one meets every Tuesday. Neither one I went to. But it was a great trip, and it was fun to have a little brush with Rotary International. Well, I wanted to share that story.
That is a great, bravo, that's a great story. And for the benefit of new members, we have flags, we have the little banners, club banners. So if you ever if you're ever traveling overseas or in Canada or just another state, just ask, and we'll give you a small banner that says the Cape Charles Rotary Club. And you can take that banner, the tradition is, you take that banner to any Rotary Club, and you present it to them. And some Rotary clubs will get banners much like this, on which they will post the smaller banners of people who stop on. So it just is a way to make that introduction to a group of strangers even smoother. You have a gift to give their club, and they will be delighted to have it and to host it.
Do you make them the banner or do you
Yes.
take it home?
Well, no, good question. You leave it because they should then give you one of their banners.
And we would put it up here.
Yeah.
We did, because the last time we just played, we did 100. We have a bunch of those.
Oh, great.
Where we have?
We'll hang them in the garage for now.
Well, a very honored corner of his garage. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm happy for 2 reasons. Mainly, I'm happy because Phil Payne is a member of our club. How would we survive without Phil Payne? I mean, he's, you know.
The internet would not know who we
Member
are.
of our club. He does so many things for us.
Okay, stop.
Secondly, I'm happy because my picture's gonna get in the paper.
Twice. Twice.
Twice.
Well, you had one, was it this week or last week, for the Student of the Year Award. And.
Really? Oh. Okay, anyway,
And next,
so I
tell
had
me
the,
about the next one.
so I had the honor of being able to present to Jeanette Edwards, the CEO of Rural Health, $1,000 check yesterday in front of their little garden behind the Eastville Center. And that's what we decided to donate to their effort, their wellness initiative effort. So, and we got one of their employees to take a picture, and we handed them $1,000. So that'll be in the paper, I'm told.
How is their little garden doing? How is their little garden doing?
It's pretty small.
Yeah, it really is very
Small. It's got some tomato plants and some cucumber plants.
They survive.
Got some bell pepper plants, I think. And, yeah, it looks good. And I asked her if they actually got patients out there doing it. She said, she sure did a good deal.
Oh, I'm happy for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm $15 happy, $10 for Bill Payne, and $5 for a picture of the
Very good. $15. Thank you. Anyone else? Pete?
I'm $5 happy because the United States is going to play their third game, the World Cup. And I sat here for 10 minutes explaining the offside rule, federal penny. I'm sure I wouldn't do it to you guys, unfortunately. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I don't know if anybody is watching these games. But it's quite interesting. That happens every 4 years. We all come together and play soccer, so it's a lot of fun. You should enjoy it. The United States is playing Thursday, I think at 10 o'clock at night.
All right.
Midnight.
Very good. Very good. And I am $5 happy because some work on our house has forced us to clean. And this week, we tossed our COVID supply of hand sanitizer. I didn't even know it went bad. But apparently when it does, it's considered a hazardous chemical. So that's good. All right. I'm going to sing the Queen of Hearts for the end. And I'd like to welcome to the front Elaine Neal, the Executive Director of the Regional Planning Commission.
Hello, yeah, some of you may know me as the Executive Director of the Planning District Commission, and some of you may know me as the the executive director of the housing authority as well. So I have many hats that I wear. And I thought today we would talk to you all about the rail trail project, which is ongoing. I think you all are very familiar with it. It actually starts down at Pizza and it's moving north. And we're on the verge of building a very big extension to it that is actually going to run from about a little bit north of the Bear Island Center all the way up into Accomack County, up into the town of Olney. So it's about, I think it's about 17 miles that are going to be built. And currently, you may notice today, if you drive up, that you're going to see surveyors on it. And that's because they're getting ready to lay out the design we're going to need to actually put it in. One of the things that has happened is that's a fairly long period of time that it's taken to build this trail. It actually predates my career here on the Eastern Shore. I came in 2004. It was in a plan that was actually made in the 1990s. And the idea was there was going to be a trail that was going to run beside the actual rails at the time. And of course, I think it even came to Northampton County Supervisor meeting sometime in the 1990s and early 2000s. And everyone said, why do we want a bicycle trail? What are we doing with a bicycle trail? But it's one of those things that never seems to go away. People thought, this is really important. And I think you all have probably become aware that if you've lived here long enough, that our Route 13 is a fairly dangerous route. There's a lot of fatalities along it, a lot of folks walking along it that get killed. Some folks with bicycles have been killed on the Eastern Shore as well. And so the Planning District Commission is not primarily interested in building a trail because of recreation, although we want that to be used for recreation. Our primary mission here is to make a safe pathway for the people of the Eastern Shore to be able to get up and down the Eastern Shore on a bike or a walk. So that's kind of one of the exciting things that this trail is going to allow. We're putting in, I know we have a partnership with the Star Transit, and they've gotten buses that have ability to put a bicycle on the front. And they're going to be stops along the trail for folks to be able to ride their bike and then get on the bus, and their bike can go with them. So that's one example of how we're making sure that it makes sense. Now, one of our big problems we all have to deal with is crossing 13. Right now, we're doing it at lights. But there are plans in the future to see if we can't make that safer. It's obviously slow going because it's very hard to cross the highway like this. They want a very extensive overpass to be built, and that is a very expensive thing to do. So although we're in talks about those types of things, we definitely think we're going to have to see a lot of traffic on it before we'll get the money to build those overpasses. So I just want to let you know that this is going to be an ongoing project for many decades as well. Right now, the design is, actually we're doing it straight with the Federal Highway Administration. VDOT threw us over. They decided they had bigger and better things to do, and they told us basically you're going to have to build it yourselves. And the Federal Highway Administration was like, we're not sure we're ready for you to build this, but eventually they decided that we have enough experience and they're actually working with us. So this is going to be an interesting time because this is the very first time where we're going to act like a small VDOT. One of the benefits you're going to see as a member of the driving public is there's going to be 3 left turns put in very safe, unsafe intersections now. So even the people on 13 are going to see a benefit from this trail because we're going to fix some long-standing problems where there's no turn lane, and we have a lot of back-end collisions at some lights, so we're going to fix 3 of those. I don't know if you all are, what you all think about the trail, or maybe if you have a chance to use a part of it. But one of the things that we're starting to do is layer on some other particular projects as well. One of the things we're opening up is brownfields. The idea is there's old rail line buildings that may have been contaminated. They were built when lead paint was used. They might have asbestos in them. They may have been placed, things were loaded that might have, people have a perception that they're unsafe or they were unsafe. And so we partnered with Virginia, and we're using some of the funds from the project to match the brownfields money from Virginia. And so we're also going to be removing lead hazards, asbestos hazards from 4 buildings along the trail. And we're gonna keep looking for buildings. So if folks have buildings along the trail that might have these things, please have them contact my office and let us know of their interest in participating. This will be like a one-time thing that we can use our money to match this stuff. And once the trail is in and it's over, those match funds will disappear. So it's a really good opportunity for us if we have particular buildings that might get used as part of the rail trail eventually, to go ahead and get those hazards reduced down. That's one of the things we're doing. A second kind of project that I'm hopeful, I'm not the one that gets to decide, so I'm kind of selling this to everyone, is I don't know if you all remember, but years ago, someone planted, it was a VDOT supervisor, they planted the entire Route 13 with the pink blooming trees. And I want to call them camellias, but I know that's wrong. Crepe myrtles, that's their name. And of course, over the years, we've lost them. They've been in accidents, they died, they don't live forever. And one of my hopes is when the planting schedule comes out, that I'm hoping to convince members of the public to ask for us to plant the crepe myrtles back. We're not going to be able to do as much as the highway did because we got limited right of way in certain areas. But what we're hoping for is that we can maybe bring those back, kind of restore that old image of the Eastern Shore, and maybe in certain places where they kind of died, or there's only a few left, replant those areas so that they're back to looking beautiful again. And so that's kind of something I'm hoping we can get to closer to the end. But again, that's going to be a decision made for the public, so they're going to get to be the ones who get to decide what happens. If you all have any questions or want to know about anything specific, I will be happy to answer it.
If you want to go to the trail and park and then ride, where would you be able to park?
Okay, there's going to be actually two way stations where there's parking lots, and there's even going to be, I believe, bathroom facilities at one of them. And one of those is currently near it will be Bird's Nest, Virginia. It's not there currently. It's near where the old fire watchtower is. It's going to actually be very close in proximity to where that is now. The other one is further north in Accomack County. And so there'll be two parking lots, very small, that will be probably, I don't think, maybe about 10 spaces each place, where you can pull off, leave your car, and take a ride.
I thought there was one in Cape Charles.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's my piece that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the part that's for Bird's Nest only. There are some further south as well, and I believe there is plans for this one that's currently under construction as well.
I'm intrigued that VDOT is not in control of the remaining portion of the trail. Does that mean that golf carts will be allowed?
So actually the foundation is going to have to make a lot of those decisions. There's a foundation called the Eastern Shore Rail Trail Foundation. It was formed about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. And technically they're going to be the ones responsible for the trail once we finish construction. And so I imagine the rules of the trail will probably be made by them. But I don't know whether or not golf carts will be allowed or not.
Well, I see around here in Cape Charles that it's paved, and it's gonna be paved all the way up.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna be paved. We talked about maybe some areas having like a hard surface, but right now everyone wants to pave because it actually creates less of a maintenance issue in the future. And so until we find out we can't afford it, we're planning on paving it all because that will actually help with maintenance in the future.
Good. The trail from Kiffin Peak, that ends at Stingray, is that?
Yes, it does.
Done. So everything else from 13 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, it's a strange tale of why the trail starts and stops and starts and stops. The first piece, of course, the one you're probably familiar with, been there for years, is Kiffin Peak. The second phase is actually Kiffin Peak up somewhere to the school. And I know the Nature Conservancy has been working on a part of that. They ran into, they did about half of it, and then they ran into some issues with some complaints about it crossing farmland. And they're working through that. The next piece was, of course, Cape Charles was incredibly interested, and so they jumped on it. And because we had that, it was very simple to build this piece of the trail that you see now. And then the reason we're skipping a big piece of Northampton is literally, if we had included it, we would not have gotten funding for the rest of the trail. But the amazing thing is once the other part of the trail is built, all of a sudden the economic benefit of including that part of Northampton will go way up because there will be a reason to build it. Whereas before, it was dragging the overall cost benefit of the trail down because it had no real economic activity there. And so it was reducing our ability to get funding. So when we cut it out, we were able to get the funding, and then the two ends will create the economic reason to complete it. So I know it seems a little strange, but there is method to the madness. And we hope, of course, that the Nature Conservancy will be able to solve their issue, in which case it'll be a fully functioning all the way, almost 60 some miles, I think, at that point.
So I've known Elaine for about 20 years as well, and we work on a lot of projects, and the PDC really does a great deal of work up and down the Eastern Shore. And because there's so many new members, I don't think they're aware, without the PDC, the AMPDC, we would not have broadband. And that's really, the Eastern Shore Virginia Broadband Authority, PDC, is one of the founding members of that board, along with the two counties. So I just wanted to make you aware of that effort that PDC does. They don't just do housing, they do a lot of stuff. And they've been really incredible to bring the shore into the 20th century. Sorry. We're almost in the 21st century. Yeah. And my second thing, I just want to make you aware, we have a committee that is working on a couple of environmental issues, and I think one of the ones that they're exploring for the coming year is looking at electronic recycling program.
Okay.
So I wanted to mention it while you're here, because again, in my time with Elaine over the years of working from Northampton County, et cetera, we've looked at this a lot. And this group down here is really committed to trying to bring some permanent electronic recycling options to the shore.
Well, Northampton and Accomack actually do have an agreement between them for the vault that we put in at the, I think it's the Painter site in Accomack. We put it as close to Northampton as possible. That is governed by an MOU between both counties, and there's a vault there for hazardous material. And it's like a locker. So there's different components, and I don't know if all of the components are used. So one of the things, if your club is interested in looking into that, is to find out if maybe you could extend the MOU to include electronics, because the way that works is a group comes down about once or twice a year, and they empty the vault. And the vault keeps all the chemicals safe until they get there. So they don't mix things that shouldn't be mixed. The people at the Green Box site have to actually take training so they don't do anything to mess that up. And there is space in the vault. So if there's an area for it, and it can be added to the MOU, especially if the folks who come in would take it, it may just be as simple as the next year's contract, it gets included. That's already a determination on how Accomack and Northampton will pay for that as well. They pay for it as a group, that even though it's in Accomack County, it's absolutely open to Northampton County residents.
Would bring the question to mind, has there ever been any serious consideration for the two counties to merge?
They were. They were once, the two counties actually were one county. I think it goes to the name, it was Accomack, and then it became Northampton, and then of course when Scarborough went to the General Assembly, after his fallout with the Northampton County, I guess Board of Supervisors at the time, I think they were actually Shire, he absolutely, his farm was on the north side of Oklahoma Creek. So that's actually how the counties were divided. It was by the General Assembly, probably in the late 1600s, 1700s. I have never heard anyone say they want to merge the counties. We did have a few discussions about shared responsibilities like hazardous waste. I think there was a brief discussion one time about maybe looking at the school system, but that was like a one-time thing when the money was going to be really good for like 1 year, and everyone decided, well, that will only be good for 1 year. So it was probably thought about for 10 minutes and immediately discussed. I'm not sure the counties are in a place now where they're even considering that. But, you know, never say never, if there's a reason, and, you know, that.
Well, we just allow the counties to scale.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I do think you know, the problem would almost have to be an outside reason, I think, for the county to do that. Politically, very different in a lot of policies on the ground that I think would be troublesome to resolve.
Elaine, you mentioned that the Rail Foundation would be taking over responsibility for the rail trail. When will that happen? And more importantly, who is managing the rail trail now? And what is the position about golf carts on the rail trail?
I'm not familiar with the golf cart issue because I think it's come up in Cape Charles, which is currently in construction by VDOT. And so, although I do have staff that attend that meeting, we're definitely only on the advisory group for them. They are running that project. I can try and find the answer on what that's going to be.
I can throw Ron Wolf, is executive director. He used to be on the Accomack Board of Supervisors for a long time. He made a presentation about a month ago to the Cape Charles Town Council. No golf carts will be on the Cape Charles segment of road at all. And that's prohibited, period. And that's the laws that are going in. And any additional piece that will happen in Northampton County will also be precluded from having golf carts. And they are working with Northampton County to put those local laws in place to make that across the board.
Okay, you know more than I do on that one. Sorry, I didn't know that. I would have checked on that for you.
Well, there isn't very much property within the town limits of Cape Charles for the rail trail. Who manages the monitoring and ticketing, I assume, of golf carts that find their way onto it?
Sure. So again, for the component that is within the town of Cape Charles, that will be under the auspices of the police department. And the portion that's in Northampton County will be under the auspices of the sheriff's department. That's why they're putting those ordinances at the county level.
Thank you.
Can I, okay, electric light, electric scooters.
They went through a list of what's allowed, and I'm not going to try and wing it today. I'm happy to reach out to Ron and see if he can send some of this stuff.
I've been on many bike trails in numerous states, and almost universally, motorized vehicles aren't allowed on bike trails.
Dangerous.
Now, electric bikes, I don't know.
What's motorized?
I don't know this counts as a motorized vehicle at a time. Not exactly the same as a moped at a time.
I think you had a question.
When you were talking about the hazardous waste, and Katie said something about electronics, how does that?
Okay, so on the MOU for the hazardous waste, we have a particular disposal company that comes down and is paid to just come down and empty that vault out. And I happen to know from years when we actually contracted, where we no longer do, the counties do, that particular company is kind of they're used to working with counties. And so anything that is kind of like household based, they tend to specialize in it. So I would suspect, I'm not sure, but I would suspect that the disposal company that they're currently using may offer that as just an added service if it's in the contract. So it may not be difficult to do as long as they're, especially if it can just be written into an existing annual contract. You just put it in, and then they'll give you a per price pound, and then you pay it when they come down and empty the vault. Again, you would have to look at what they accept. So one of the things the last disposal company we used did not want paint because it's so heavy, and there's a way to dispose of it properly in a landfill with the sawdust. And for a while they used to take paint, but then after a while, because of its weight, they were like, we don't want to take paint anymore. So we had to bring sawdust to the collections to make sure people could still get rid of their paint. So like I said, it is dependent on the company that they get and what they allow, but I do think you may have more of a background to do what you want to do than you might think. It may be almost already intact, it might just require changes to how the vault is handled.
So here's the sign that's going to be posted, motor vehicles prohibited, things like that. No to golf carts, no to motorcycles, no to ATVs. That's what they're going to post up. Sorry. There you go.
Okay, well, I'm sure you guys want to get back to eating your wonderful
No,
lunch.
this was great.
Okay.
Thank you very much. It is a rare speaker. Elaine, it is my pleasure to present you with a Cape Charles Rotary Club mug chartered May 1924.
Oh, great, thank you very much.
Please enjoy.
I will.
It is a rare speaker who can actually get some of our pet projects ahead. And so thank you very much, both for the timing and the content of your speech. It is, of course, time for that very important endeavor, the Queen of Hearts. Would anyone please show their fun card? Can anyone be?
Ace of spades.
Oh, no! Keith picked the Ace of Hearts for me. I said I never win, and I remain firm in that. All right, very good. Do you have the cards?
The ones with the holes in them, I don't know.
I think it's
That must be it.
Yep, it is. You hold that.
Yeah.
I don't want that one. All right. Pick your card. And you have won the honor of tearing up the 5 of diamonds, I believe. All right, here you go.
Queen of Hearts?
What?
Did you get the Queen of Hearts?
No, you got the 5 of diamonds, I believe. All right, almost.
I don't know how much money yet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the close of this meeting, and first, the 4-way test of the tweet rise. Fourth, will be beneficial to all concerned, and fifth, Sam.